That would have been the worst it ever. But however, it was an entertaining game. Everybody got a chance to play. They made a lot of three balls, man. I couldn't, every other play, whop, 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 whop. But we hung in there. And give our team credit. We did what we were supposed to do. I think that, Plum down the stretch proves why she should be sixth woman of the year, made some big plays, created everything for our team. And I'm really happy for Jisoo Park. I brought in Stokes, who cut into her opportunity this year. And today she made two giant blocks down the stretch to win the game for us. So our whole team is happy for her because she worked so hard in practice. She's still only 22 years old. So I think that's she has a good future ahead of her. But overall, it's a good launching pad for us to go to playoffs. You don't want to go on a loss. Go on a win on the road in a high environment like this one. That should be a good catapult for us.
Sam?
Hey, Bill, you finished regular season 24-8. Everybody healthy for the most part. Just your overall assessment on the year you guys had the regular season.
Well, I think we did what we're supposed to do. Everybody picked us to be in the top two teams in the league and get a double bye, and we did. So we accomplished what everybody expected and ourselves. So we haven't won anything yet. We know where we're at. We know what's in front of us. We know how much hard work is still to put in. Again, Liz back in condition is going to be a big thing for us this week. Getting her confidence up. But I think, overall, our team is very happy with where they're at right now. A lot of people got a lot of opportunity this year to show who they are. We were able to blend that into a team environment with 7 people in double figures. Everybody got to share the wealth. Now it's about let's go make plays and win basketball games.
Yeah, and to follow on that, Liz, 10 minutes today. Just what did you think of how she looked in her time out there on the floor?
I thought she looked normal at Liz. Her conditioning is going to be the biggest factor. She didn't really get overly tired because I yanked her out so fast. But in practice this week, we'll run a little bit more, get some more stamina in her. And she has to work on her shot and her game. Taking 2 weeks off, or a little more 2 weeks, is a little difficult. You lose a little bit of rust. And so I expect her to work very hard in practice and expect her to come out and play well in the next game.
Thanks, Bill.
TC?
Bill, following up a little bit on Liz there, were you hoping to get her a little bit more than the 9 minutes that she got today? Or were you
Not
okay with
really. I didn't know what I was going to give her. I had no clue. And the first half I thought was good. She played in the third quarter, and the trainer said, she's kind of tired, and I knew that. I asked Liz, I said, Liz, you want to sit and rest the one, or you want to play a little more? She looked at me and then, okay, I'll play one more. And I said, well, I wasn't playing on. She goes, okay, good. I think that was just to get her feet wet. The game didn't mean anything. The game meant more. I think she would have been out there and played a little bit more, but it didn't mean anything. So I'm erring the side of caution.
Do you think that the team chemistry is maybe at all-time peak where it is right now in comparison to where it was earlier? And just kind of talk a little bit about the chemistry, especially with new players coming in this year, how that built and where it is right now.
Well, I told everybody that I wouldn't know what our team was like until after the All-Star break. And then we started to figure out who we were. Everybody understands their roles on this basketball team, what they're expected to do. Every night's going to be different. Some players are going to play really good. Some players aren't going to play really good. It's my job to manage the rotations and try to find a hot hand. And it's the player's job to go to that hot hand and keep scoring. The constant's going to have to be defense. Tonight they made a lot of 3 balls, give them credit. The 3 balls don't go in, we win by 8. But overall, I think we know who we are now. And every day goes by. I think today was a good launching pad, like I said earlier, but it's been coming. We know who we are. We're ready to go.
All right. Thanks.
Michelle?
Yeah, Coach, from the perspective of the playoff format, is it all positive for those teams like yourself and Connecticut to have the bye, or
Oh, yeah.
or you wish that it was a different format where you were playing more?
We talk about this all during the preseason, all during the early part of the season, how important it is in this league to have the double bye. Anything can happen in a one-game shoot. Foul trouble, bad calls, sprained ankles, flu, you name it, it can happen. I've been on both sides. So I think, the coaches would rather prefer a series because you can play through one bad game. It is what it is, but it is so important to get the double bye, and we were able to secure that.
Can you talked about the things you'll do with Liz. What do you think is the most important thing that you need to get from her when you start the semifinals?
Well, first, conditioning, to be able to play her out there without having to call a timeout or take a foul to get her out of the game. This week's going to be huge for her and on the bike and on the court of pushing herself because there's no games for another 8 days or whatever the number is. I think that's going to be a big part of it. Also, we need to reacclimate what she can do for us on the inside. A couple of times tonight, she was open and we didn't see her because we weren't used to seeing her in the last few weeks. So I think just the familiarity of playing in practice and understanding and talking it out and watching some film from the past and from tonight will give us a better handle on how we can better utilize her. We know she's going to be in there and get all the rebounds in the world, and she's going to be a big physical presence down low. So we're also a running team now also. So it's a mixture of both. I was going to manage it.
Thank you.
And last one for Coach before we bring on Liz Cambage and Kelsey Plum. Jose?
Coach, you talked about, you talked about the travel and everything throughout the season, how it's been, what you're not happy about. Any plans or anything that you guys have been focusing on so you don't have any of those issues during the playoffs?
No, we're getting to be a pretty good defensive team, and we got to take care of the basketball. As long as we take care of the basketball, we're going to get good looks. We're the best shooting percentage team in the league. We're the highest scoring team in the league. And we play solid defense. So we don't give them offensive rebounds. We take care of the basketball. We're damn hard to beat. And I think that's what our plan is going forward.
All right, thanks, everybody. We will be back with Liz Cambage in 4 seconds.
3, 2 Mississippi, 1 Mississippi.
All right.
Bye, Bill.
1 second, allowing another person or two into the room.
Don't let him in, Jiggy.
Well, I won't let Bill back in.